All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker Century 21, Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable on 94.3 FM, The Talker. I'm here with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
How are you today?
How are you? We just were talking about that, right?
We do. People laugh.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Very good.
All
Very
right.
good. I haven't seen you in like 5 minutes.
I know. We have with us today Eric Green, owner of Green's Outdoor Cleaning. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
Great. Thanks for being here with us. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. where we talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many experienced realtors. We have been listing, selling, and appraising real estate for 50 years.
50 years. During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jruddy.com, not only do we have all the archive radio shows there, but we have a live webcam of Dunmore Corners that we get thousands of hits a month on that. And I want to thank everybody who listens week after week. People are starting to tell us that they listen to the show a lot, and I just want to thank everybody for listening.
People are starting to tell you?
Well, they've been telling me, I just haven't been listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of loyal listeners.
Yes, and we have, we do. We have good topics, and we have stuff, we do fun stuff, and we do topics that pertain to everybody. Everybody's in a home somehow. That's where everybody lives, so.
Yes, and a shout out to Bobby and Regina. They listen faithfully every weekend, and we love that they do.
Billy Griffiths and Eileen, everybody. Got a bunch of listeners.
Right. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com, JRUDDY.com, and check us out on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram. Eric Green of Green's Outdoor Cleaning. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. And thanks for having me on the show.
This is the first time in here with us. We appreciate it. Tell us about Green's Outdoor Cleaning, please.
Sure, yeah. So we are an outdoor cleaning company, and we service all of northeastern Pennsylvania. So even up to Binghamton sometimes, New York. So we go from Tunkhannock all the way to Stroudsburg, Wilkes-Barre, the Poconos, and we do all outdoor cleaning, from the roof to the curb is what I say. So roof cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, window cleaning, even dryer vent cleaning. So anything outdoor cleaning, we do.
Right, but you didn't start off with all of those services. You started off smaller.
We did, correct. Actually, initially, we were primarily a window cleaning company.
And then you grew.
And then we
You saw a need.
Right, correct. Yeah. When we started, it was actually toward the end of the season, and the leaves started to fall, and the gutters got full, and we started getting calls from our customers wanting us to clean their gutters, and it just kind of evolved into an outdoor cleaning company.
All right, good move. Roof cleaning, that's what I want to talk about today, because it has become more and more common. I mean, you don't think about cleaning your roof, right? Like, you clean your windows.
No, that's not on my list of things to clean.
Right, but it is a real thing, right? So tell us about roof cleaning, please.
Yeah, it certainly is a real thing. It's also a very, very important thing. So it's not just aesthetic. You look at your roof, and a lot of people, when they call us for roof cleaning, it's typically because they have all that green moss growing on their roof and kind of starts to look like a carpet. Not only does it not look good from the curb, it's also pretty dangerous for your roof. So what's happening is it's actually a form of mold that's basically feeding on the limestone in your shingles. Okay, so it just slowly grows and expands, and it's literally an organism that is feeding on, it's infesting your roof.
Right.
And it likes shady areas best, doesn't it?
It does like shady areas, so it's typically, one or two sides of a roof that have the majority of the roof. But, the nature of roof mold is it does spread from roof to roof. So you could have neighbors that have moss on their roof or mold on their roof, and it's going to jump. So, you'll see neighborhoods that everybody has roof mold, and then some neighborhoods none have it.
It's like termites. When they're in the ground, they go from house to house to house, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah. Okay, so my mom had this moss on her roof. She has a lot of older oak trees, and she received a letter a year ago, from her insurance company, believe it or not, saying, take care of the moss on your roof or we will not be able to insure you. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, yeah. We work with a lot of homeowners who are working with an insurance adjuster, and they either just bought the property or they're trying to sell it, and the insurance adjuster has an issue with the moss on their roof. So, if you had the same policy for years, they may not notice it, but when you go to sell that home, there's going to be an issue, or if you go to buy it. And yes, they want that moss off that roof, and there's a reason for it. The insurance companies don't necessarily care what it looks like. They're an insurance company. They know that eventually that what's happening, they know that moss is basically feeding on your roof and can have a lot of structural damage to your roof.
Right. And it's something that if you're living in a house, you may not.
You don't even notice it, right?
No, you don't even notice it.
I don't walk up looking at my roof well, I do. But a lot of people don't notice their roof. They're looking at the ground. They're not looking up in the air.
Well, it made my mom very nervous. Of course, she didn't want to see this letter or hear this news, and she's worried that she's going to get canceled. So she immediately called a company. It wasn't yours. And they came out because it's hard to find somebody that cleans roofs and that does it correctly.
And calls you back.
So I don't know how she got connected with somebody. And so they came out, they did the roof cleaning, and they guaranteed it.
And I watched them do the roof cleaning. And I thought it was like shaky roof cleaning, the way they did it. They did it like they sprayed it from a distance and boom. They were gone in a half hour, and they didn't scrape it off. They just sprayed and run. And they took a good chunk of change from it too.
Yeah, and they guaranteed it. And so it came back. And so she called them and said, that guarantee you gave me about this roof cleaning, I'd like you to come back because it's now back, and they wouldn't.
Sure. Yeah. And that does happen quite a bit. And if you don't do it the right way, if there's a lot of moss on the roof, you do have to get the heavy moss off first to expose the roots. And that's what we do. We always try to expose the roots and then spray everything down. So we're chemically treating it. But you also have to, know what you're doing too. You can't there's a lot of, you could buy this stuff from stores that, the companies that claim, for homeowners to do it themselves. And they just, I don't want to, they just kind of spray it and let it go. But you have to realize that what you're spraying on your roof is going to run down into the gutters and out the gutters. And, if you're not careful and you're not capturing that chemical, it could damage your plants and your vegetation. So you do have to be very cautious with it. But yes, treating your roof the right way is important.
So I can't just throw up a ladder and just take a gallon of bleach and throw it on my roof and call it a day?
Well, I mean, no, not necessarily. Not if you want it done the right way. How
about scraping? Is that something that's...
No, you really don't want to scrape. You certainly never want to pressure wash your roof either. I mean, you could do a lot of damage to your roof by just blasting away the shingles, and it's just very dangerous. You don't want to scrape it off either because, they're shingles. They're
because not only are you scraping the moss, but you're scraping the actual shingle.
Yeah, the granules are going to come with it. So, roofs are very expensive to replace, so you want to take care of it.
Power washing. Do you know, when I researched this topic, that there are plenty of articles that talk about power washing your roof as to clean it?
Very unfortunate to hear that. And in fact, actually, if you are not, I don't want to say caught pressure washing your roof, but so when you buy a new roof, the American Roofing Manufacturing Association, ARMA, they give you a warranty for your roof. Everybody, people know that.
30-year shingles.
30-year shingles, right? Well, if you pressure wash your roof,
you negate it.
You void it. It voids your warranty.
Wow.
So, if that's not reason enough, they know that you shouldn't do that. So.
You read an article on the internet and it wasn't true?
It was, right. So,
Really?
I'm very careful as to what, and I started reading this and I thought, this doesn't sound right. But there was more than one.
Got to be careful. Got to be careful what you read.
Right. And so how many people read that and think, okay, it's okay, get up on a ladder? Well,
yeah, let me get up on a ladder.
They're endangering themselves if they're up on the roof and they're power washing it because they're making it really slippery.
And what if they're power washing it from the wrong angle? They're actually lifting the shingles up and destroying them.
Yeah, exactly. There's a certain way to do it. We're professionals. We know what we're doing, and we have a crew that shows up. It's not just one person that shows up. We always have people on the ground spotting and making sure that the vegetation, if there's any potential overspray, because we don't want to damage any vegetation and plants, so we make sure that everything's protected the right way. And we're just killing what we want to kill, which is the moss. Nothing else.
Sounds like tricky business. And then you have to make sure that you're safe and that your workers are safe too.
Right, exactly.
And if you get these chemicals on the side of a building, will they discolor it if you don't know what you're doing? It could, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely could. Getting it on the windows, certainly. It's pretty strong chemical, so it could etch the windows.
Okay. Wow.
Sure.
Interesting. With us today is Eric Green, owner of Green's Outdoor Cleaning. How does someone get in touch with you?
Well, of course, they can call us direct, which our phone number is 570-483-8855. Or they can go to our website, greensoutdoorcleaning.com, or they can send us an email at info, at greens, with an S, greensoutdoorcleaning.com.
Do you have different solutions for different types of roofs? So we've been talking mainly about the composition shingle roof. What about terracotta? What about tile? What about flat roofs? Is there a need to clean a flat roof? Like
a flat rubber roof. No? Do you clean those?
I can't say that we've ever cleaned a flat rubber roof before.
But you provide residential and commercial services.
We do, yes. And there aren't really too many tile roofs. I've only seen a couple in this area. It's a lot more prevalent in the south, in Florida area. But up here, pretty much it's either asphalt shingles or metal. We do clean a lot of metal roofs, which that you have to be pretty careful with too.
Sure.
Not only is it slippery and slick, but you have to make sure you're using the right chemicals because you don't want to, flash the roof, basically discolor it.
Right. So do you have these detergents, these cleaning products that you use? They're special?
Yeah. We have professional grade, different soaps and detergents that we use.
Can the cleaning agents that you use dry out the shingles? That's a main point that I've seen over and over. People are concerned if they put these type of cleaning agents on their roof that will actually destroy their shingles.
No, it can, not if you're using the right chemicals and process. So we use, which is what the ARMA, the American Roofing Manufacturer, recommends that you use. We use sodium hypochlorite, which is basically a concentrated form of bleach. Some people get worried about bleach, but honestly, that's it's essentially a disinfectant. That's what you should be using to kill organic material. But again, it has to be done in a safe way. So sodium hypochlorite bleach, it's only active for about 24 to 48 hours. Once it dries, it basically becomes sodium, which is just salt. So it's not going to do any kind of damage to your roof.
So do you guys actually, say I got a roof that looks like a putting green because it's got so much moss on it. Do you guys actually go up there and pull the moss off?
We do pull them. Yes, we do pull it out.
Because I've seen some roofs where it was
caked on.
Yeah, it was like it was like a half a basketball.
It's like a carpet up there.
Yeah.
And I almost feel bad because I feel like their heating bill is going to go up. All the insulation is gonna but I'm just kidding. But that was it. Come on, guys, laugh a little bit. But no. So what we do is we do remove some of that carpet type of look, the moss. We do gently pull it off, brush it off gently, use like a leaf blower, because what we want to do is we want to expose their roots. Because if we just spray the top part, it's just like the top section. It's going to fall off, and you want to kill their roots. So
that stuff I buy from a big box store that I put on the end of my hose and I spray the roof, does it work? It's not as
I haven't personally used it, but I've had a lot of customers that have called me and have said, "Hey, I sprayed that stuff from the store that they advertise on TV, and it didn't work." And so, and I would suspect you probably have to use. And it's from what I've seen, it's a very expensive, chemical to buy, and you probably, we probably spray about 40 to 50 gallons on a roof. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
So just buying a couple of gallons and kind of spraying it here and there, you really have to spray and treat the entire roof for it to be to be effective for the most part. Even if there's only certain sections that don't have it, because there could be spores, on the other side of their roof that you don't see, and so if you don't treat the whole roof, it could spread over and expand again. That's typically because it is like most mold, it just spreads. So you have to really treat it all.
Yeah, we had it on the back of our garage roof, and
because we had a huge evergreen.
Oh, it was right there, and
we didn't have it. It was on the neighbor's property, but it was going over our roof. It covered our half.
I used to have to clean the needles out of the gutters, but it was only 8 feet high, so I could reach it. But when he got rid of the tree, the house, now that side of the the garage roof was in the sun, and it seems that the problem has just kind of disappeared. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, the shade, the trees, it definitely is what causes that. It's not drying up quick enough. So,
yeah, my mother-in-law she actually had it on the driveway. But then there was a series of tree calamities over there. Actually crushed one of the neighbors' garages, and all those trees were gone, and it seemed that the moss in the driveway disappeared. But the moss on the roof never went away.
No, it did not, and it came back. But that's a great point. Like, you would think that you would maybe that's what happened. Maybe that roof cleaning company only did where the moss was. So that was a good point, Eric. You do want to treat the whole roof. In fact, a lot of the material I read is, get ahead of it and do it before it becomes apparent. Mm-hmm. So before it becomes a problem and an eyesore, if you are in an area where you have trees overhanging your house, more than likely it's bound to happen.
Yeah, and not always, because roof mold does spread from roof to roof, as I was saying earlier. So what you can do is you can go out to your roof, go out to the street, don't get hit by a car, but look up at your roof and see if there's black streaks on your roof. Because you may not see the green moss on your roof. That's usually when we get the phone call. But look to see if there's black, darker streaks. A lot of people might think that that's just dirt. It's not dirt. It's a form of mold called Gliocapsa magma. I don't know why they have to make them so hard to pronounce, but that's what it's called. And so what happens is you start seeing these black streaks on the mold and on the roof, and it starts spreading, getting thicker and thicker and bigger, and it covers the whole roof, and your whole roof is black. And then once that happens, then that's like a prime ground for either lichen or moss. And that's when it starts sprouting. So, look at your roof to see if you have any black streaks. It's a lot less expensive to treat it than when you get the moss, because obviously, for us to treat a roof that has lots of moss on it, it's a lot more labor intensive and more chemical. So,
you just solved a mystery for me. For a long time, I would see those black streaks, and I would never understand why they were there and where they came from. And you know me, Pat, I love to ask questions.
Really?
Why? And Eric just solved the mystery. Eric Green, Green's Outdoor Cleaning. Your contact information again, please.
Yes, 570-483-8855 or info at greensoutdoorcleaning.com.
Thank you. Pat?
Yes, we have. So if you're looking for a fixer-upper, I think we have it for you. It's a 4-bedroom home. It's got a 2-car garage. It's at 213 Front Street in Browndale for only $40,000. The taxes are less than $1,000 a year, but this house needs work. The utilities are not turned on, and the owner will not turn them on. So when you come here and look at it, take your flashlight and be prepared. This home has good bones, but it does need some work. That's a 4-bedroom home at 213 Front Street in Browndale for only $40,000, and that's listed by Kim Pizzanti of our office.
And we need listings, so anybody that's considering selling, please call us. The inventory is such that there are buyers that want to buy, and there's nothing out there. So if you have a listing that you're thinking about selling, please give us a call. We may just have that buyer ready and waiting for you. Stay with the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We'll be right back.
The talented team of professionals at Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. They're not just real estate agents, they're agents of change. They're on a never-ending quest for the best for you and your family. They can help you find precisely what you want at this time in your life. A computer, a website, an app, and a listing by itself can't do that. They're obsessed with better and deliver extraordinary, embracing the what if, not just the what's been done before, with a level of accountability and honesty not found anywhere else in the real estate industry. Don't settle for average, okay, or just all right. This change in your life is monumental, and there's only one Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate that will help you rock that change. Call 570-344-6724 and visit jruddy.com, JRUDDY.com. Each Century 21 office is independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my husband, fellow realtor, Pat Devaney.
And we're back.
And we're back from break.
With?
Eric Green of Green's Outdoor Cleaning. Thanks for being here with us. We're having an excellent discussion. Roof cleaning is what we're talking about today. And it's a good idea for people not to wait until algae and moss are visible to clean the roof. Start preventative cleaning. That's what we were talking about just before the break. Because moss and algae can damage the shingles
Right.
if left.
Right. And if you see those black streaks on your roof, those mysterious, unexplained black streaks, it is mold, right?
It's mold, definitely. And I mean, being a real estate company too, I mean, that's the black streaks. I mean, gotta say, like when people go to buy a home, of course, that they look at like the curb. That's the first thing they see is the outside of the house. And, they see those black streaks and they're like, it's a little unsightly.
Right.
And it's pretty easy to clean.
Okay. So when you clean a roof, is there something else that you usually clean at the same time? You're an exterior outdoor cleaning service.
Sure. Yes. We do a lot of what's called house washing. So we clean the outside of the houses. Most homes in the area are vinyl siding, maybe aluminum or stucco, but they get pretty dirty. They get algae or just dirt from, the road, and, salt trucks drive by and so forth, and cobwebs. And of course the cobwebs, the spiders get up into the eaves and the gutters, and it just looks really dirty. And so we do a lot of house washing with that.
So what do you do and how do you do it?
So we do use most homeowners will, buy a pressure washer from the store, and they'll just plug it in and start power washing their siding, which, really is probably not the best thing to do. And the reason why, and I say this to all my customers, and they kind of look at me like, really, I didn't know that. It's because, when you buy the box from the store, it doesn't tell you not to do that. You should really keep the pressure washer for, concrete, decks, driveways, things like that, really hard surfaces. But, when you're talking about a home, which most homes, like I said, are vinyl or aluminum, I mean, especially with vinyl, it's plastic is what it is. And so you're talking about putting 2,000-3,000 PSI, hard pressure on plastic. I mean, not only could you potentially, crack it, which might be a little rare, more than likely you're going to end up oxidizing the siding. So if you've ever seen siding, your home that has like that chalky look to it, you wipe your hand on the siding and there's some chalk type of stuff that comes off, that's oxidation that's happening. So your siding is slowly getting damaged.
I listed a house that had a squiggly.
Had a line on the side of the house?
Yeah, a squiggly line on the side, on the whole side of the house. It looked like an 8 and an S and all this squiggling. And I said, what the heck happened here? And it was a power washer.
Yeah, someone probably just, put maybe like a red tip, there's different tips that you could put on the power washer and just, blast it.
It looked like graffiti.
Yeah, it looks like graffiti. And it's really hard to remove at that point,
it was vinyl.
As a damage.
Yeah.
Because it's actually cut into the vinyl.
Right.
Yeah, it's basically cut into the vinyl. So we use a soft washing process for that. So we don't just blast away all the dirt and grime. It's, it's soft enough to put. We do use a pressure washer to operate it, but we have a pretty fancy nozzle that we attach. And when we attach it, it's safe enough to put your hand in front of. So you're not going to blow the skin off your hand. And we pump different soaps and detergents onto your home, and we let it dwell for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we rinse it. So, I mean, the end result is it's 1,000 times better because it's actually getting washed and cleaned. We're not just blasting away all the dirt and grime.
Right, and under the gutters, you see that black, and, I think it's dirt, but sometimes it could be mold.
It could be mold, yeah. And the gutters especially, they tend to get oxidized, just dirty in general, so we wash that as well. And we do gutter brightening as well. If the gutters are oxidized from sun exposure and they're just stained, we can definitely brighten that up as well.
And you don't even have to hit it with a paintbrush. This is all the cleaning process. Correct?
Right, yeah. No, we don't. Not Green's painting. Green's outdoor cleaning. So we do all the cleaning. You don't want me painting.
No.
Me neither.
No. And when you paint something, it seems like you have to continuously do it. A couple years into it, like in decks, and remember the stains that we used to do, and it was just like all the time because the sun fades it, and then you're always doing it. But cleaning?
Oh, yeah, cleaning is really important. I mean, even if you don't have the algae, that typical green algae growing on one side of the home, because if there's dirt that gets on your home, especially up by the gutters, closer to the soffits on the very top part. If that gets left unclean for years and years, it basically gets stained on there. So when we come and we go to clean it, it's literally embedded in the plastic itself. So at that point, and that could take several years to happen, but it will happen eventually where you're going to need new siding at that point. Mm-hmm. So just proper cleaning and maintenance, every year or two is important.
Good stuff.
Do you clean painted houses, or you shouldn't clean a painted house? I would think that would be kind of dicey. You don't want to blow the paint off of it. It
wouldn't blow the paint off because we're not blasting it away. But depending on what kind of paint it is, we don't clean a lot of painted homes. But when we do, we always ask what kind of paint it is, where the paint came from, who painted it. Because if it's a certain brand of paint,
you stay away from it.
Yeah, because there's a certain brand of paint out there that when we spray it with our solution, it could melt the paint off.
Oh,
so
I'm glad you have that knowledge. See, a
homeowner
wouldn't have that knowledge.
Right. How about vinyl fences? Because I'm thinking we have a vinyl fence, and they're all over. They're very popular. Most people go with the vinyl fence anymore. Mm-hmm. And there's a stretch of our vinyl fence that has the green moss on it.
Yeah.
Is it the same solution chemical that you use for that?
Yeah. So the house washing and the fence cleaning is the same. Yeah, it's the same solution. But yeah, that can be very time consuming, especially if it's not a privacy fence. If it's just those picket fences.
Oh no.
Oh, they get into the grooves, and it'd be time consuming. And the same thing, like you don't want to just blast it away with a pressure washer, because that you could, especially the fences, they seem to be more delicate.
Yeah, I was out there washing out vinyl fence. I had a broom and a bucket of soap and a hose. It was like a giant car wash.
Yeah, it's like a weekend, 2-day trip.
It was not fun.
Adventure.
Next time we're calling you.
Eric Green, Green's Outdoor Cleaning. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
They can call us at 570-483-8855. Or you can send us an email at info at greensoutdoorcleaning.com.
Thank you. Would you come back next week?
We certainly will.
All right. Thank you. Pat?
Yes, we have it's a 3-year-old townhouse. It's got 3 bedrooms and 3 baths. It's at 84 Wyndham Road in South Abington Township for $358,000. This beautiful home, it's on a corner lot. It's got beautiful hardwood floors, tile floors. It's got an eat-in kitchen, a beautiful master suite, and a tile bath. It's got 2,300 square feet of living space with a gas fireplace, walk-in closets. It's got lots of windows for lots of natural light, a stone patio with a grill. The house has central air conditioning and a 2-car garage and much, much more. That's a 3-year-old townhouse with 3 bedrooms and 3 baths at 84 Wyndham Road in South Abington Township for $358,000, and that's listed by Karen Kashuba of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Lawns. Americans want them. A new survey confirmed that lawns remain very important to Americans. A recent survey by the National Association of Landscape Professionals found that 79% of participants believe that the lawn is an important feature when they look for a home. Now, there's a big surprise. I was surprised, at least. Maybe you will be too, Pat. The surprise of the survey goes to what group of people?
I have no idea.
The millennials.
Oh.
The only feature more popular than a lawn was a renovated kitchen, the survey found. Millennials were more likely to yearn for a lawn.
Really? They got to cut the grass every week.
That's what I was amazed.
I'm glad
by
I have
that
a 14-year-old son. He goes, that's part of his chores.
People use their lawns, and that's why they're so important. Nearly 80% of respondents said that they like to relax in their yard, if not at least once a month, if not more frequently. More than half of the participants said they use their lawn for recreation and entertaining at least once a month, and 1/3 report using their yard to garden several times a week. That's my dream, to garden.
Yeah, the dog uses the yard. I don't use it.
We're out of time. Thanks for tuning in to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate at 94.3 FM The Talker. Remember, we'll be back next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m.